And I have a question actually for Justin. I saw on your website you were saying that you're helping people sort of dispel myths of health and diet that you think are negative, or
Yep.
what do you think some of those major ones are?
Thank you for the question, Ricky. The myths behind diet. Firstly, the first three letters in the word is terrible. Doesn't evoke any confidence, right? But it's all about lack. It's all about taking something from someone. The concepts behind diet and the way in which it's been projected and taught. It's all about abstinence. And when somebody feels such a lack in themselves, to tell them to take things away from them without giving them something else in return, you're only going to set them up for, relapse, if you want to call it that. And yes, food is a drug. It can be. It's the most powerful drug that we consume every day. And the most available. So I think the biggest myth is that some have an idea that ketogenic diets are the holy grail. Others that fasting is the holy grail. Others that zone diet is the holy grail. Carnivore diet, vegan diets. And in reality, they all have a part to play in components of their design. But if we're too regimented and we're too structured, that membrane that I believe, from my friend Robert Cavanaugh, he actually depicted this really, and I have to give him kudos on this. He depicted it so eloquently. The membrane represents that of the masculine, providing security, but also providing provision what things are allowed to come in and what things are allowed to go out. And the inner contents of that are the feminine, providing creation, providing life. When we try to evoke too much regimen in our lives, the masculine can create so much saturation to our membranes that we develop disease. And when our membranes can't communicate because they can't receive or release anything, in essence, a part of ourselves starts to die. And either neurosis can develop or disbelief in potential and opportunity. So a lot of people help, they expect dietary recommendation, which I give them. But often along the journey, especially with my coaching clients, majority of them don't stick to it. And they have such an open relationship with me, and they come up and say, I haven't been able to stick to it. I said, that's actually to be expected. That's fine. Understand something. It's one thing to have a concept of the goal. There's another thing to be present in what it is that you need to do in the moment. And I asked them, when you weren't able to stick to it, what were the emotions going through you before you decided to have something off plan, as an example? And initially, they had no idea what those are. But when you make them more aware of it, and when it happens again next time around, then we have something to work with. Because emotions, energy and motion, can be understood. And we can feel it in different parts of our being, in different parts of our body. And it's often when we start to become more intuitive with ourselves and understand where energy is congested or where energy needs attention, when we look to release that energy through spiritual practice, through exercise practice, whatever modality feels comfortable for a person to do. I know spiritual practice can be quite daunting for a lot that aren't aware of it. That's not the only way in which to approach it. But whatever modality feels comfortable. So that's where the myths lie. The myths lie in the restriction that is projected that if you do not do something, you're going to be a bad boy or bad girl, and you're not going to have success in life. If you don't work yourself till you feel like your eyes are bleeding, you're not going to have success in life. If you don't sacrifice or even worse yet, self-sacrifice, you're not going to receive love. And these are notions that are false. And I just came back from an ayahuasca journey. I am a firm believer in plant medicines and appreciate them for all that they are. And after the journey, we had communion. Everybody partook in the journey. And there's this one young lad, really incredible, young, powerful black man that's on the verge of just breaking through and creating so much in this world. And I saw the potential of what can come from his life. And he said, I don't know if I want hope. And I asked him, what part of you says that? What part of you says that you don't want hope? Feel into it. What part of you says it? He says, oh, I don't know. So I said, so if you don't know, is it a lie or is it a truth? Is that coming from you or coming from somewhere else? And eventually he agreed. He said, it's a lie. And I asked him, do you want to believe a lie of who you are, or do you want to be empowered by your truth? And from that moment alone, he changed. In 2 days, he changed. And he's been messaging me now. He's more motivated. He's re-enrolled into his law program, which he actually dropped out of because he didn't believe that he could become a lawyer. He's re-enrolled. He's motivated. And yeah, sure, he's going to have challenges come up. It's not the last time he's going to be challenged. But that's the question we need to ask ourselves, is what we've been told, is it our truth or is it a lie?
Yeah,
Instead of just
it's
accepting
crucial.
it.
Yeah, it's crucial.